The headline: Online scam networks threaten regional security and public trust. Good day. A growing call for urgent action echoes across Southeast Asia as cybercrime syndicates continue to operate with alarming sophistication and impunity. Security experts and global agencies are urging ASEAN member states to launch a coordinated crackdown on online scam hubs that have taken root in the region, putting millions at risk and threatening both economic stability and public safety. This pressing concern comes as Chinese President Xi Jinping recently toured Southeast Asian nations in a diplomatic bid to strengthen ties amid rising tensions with the United States. But while the spotlight was on diplomacy and trade, experts warn that a darker issue continues to thrive in the shadows: a sprawling, billion-dollar cyber scam industry, many operations of which are allegedly linked to organized criminal groups with connections to Chinese syndicates. According to the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime or UNODC, Southeast Asia is now at a critical inflection point in the fight against cyber fraud. These sophisticated operations, some reportedly supported by Chinese mafia networks, have found safe havens in countries like Cambodia and Myanmar, where weak governance, corruption, and regulatory blind spots create fertile ground for cybercrime. Scam centers exploit both technology and human vulnerability. They are now powered by artificial intelligence tools that simulate real-life interactions, creating fake romantic partners, false investment advisors, and even phony law enforcement officers who persuade victims to reveal sensitive personal and financial data. The schemes can be devastating. Just last year, in 2024, Heartland Tri-State Bank in the U.S. collapsed after its CEO transferred $47 million to cyber scammers posing as cryptocurrency investors. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or FDIC was forced to cover $54.2 million in losses to protect depositors. Back in Asia, the threat is not only financial but also deeply humanitarian. Victims have been trafficked and forced into labor at scam compounds under brutal conditions. One such hotspot is the Osmach resort in Cambodia, near the Thai border. There, according to multiple survivor reports, workers are subjected to long hours, threats, and physical abuse if they fail to meet daily scam quotas. These scams often include so-called pig butchering schemes, a deceptive practice where criminals build false relationships to swindle victims into bogus investments. In September 2024, the U.S. Treasury Department imposed sanctions on Cambodian tycoon Lee Yong-fat and his LYP Group company, which owns Osmach Resort. He was accused of human rights abuses linked to forced labor and human trafficking. A follow-up report from the U.S. State Department on Trafficking in Persons criticized Cambodia's government for failing to pursue and prosecute high-level officials involved in trafficking and cyber scams. The Philippines, Laos, and Myanmar have made limited efforts to respond to international pressure by conducting raids and rescuing victims. For instance, in February 2025, Filipino authorities rescued more than 30 Indonesian nationals from a suspected scam compound in Pasay City, which was reportedly preparing to relocate its operations to Cambodia. However, many experts warn that these actions are not enough. The UNODC emphasizes that the lack of sustained enforcement and systemic corruption continues to empower these syndicates. Critics argue that in some ASEAN countries, cybercrime hubs are allegedly protected or even operated by individuals connected to military or political leadership. The solution, according to global observers, lies in ASEAN-wide cooperation. Experts are calling for independent investigations into casinos and resorts linked to scam operations, sanctions and criminal charges against government and military officials found complicit, transparent judicial reforms to ensure accountability, cross-border information sharing and cybersecurity standards. Without decisive and unified action, the region may face worsening instability, declining investor confidence, and continued victimization of both locals and foreigners. As the cybercrime industry grows more advanced and entrenched, it becomes not just a criminal problem, but a serious national security threat. ASEAN must now decide: will it act in defense of its people and principles, or remain vulnerable to a rising tide of digital deception? This is AR-WorldNews.com reporting. Thank you for watching, take care and be safe.